Bowser and Kazuya. Bowser representing for Purdue Northwest and Kazuya for Northwood, starting on good old PS2.
Yeah, so this is going to be Jake Swim, and I believe, not sure who the rep is for Northwood here, but yeah, definitely going to be repping Northwood here. And again, just be feeling out each other's a little bit here, kind of neutral, whatnot.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth. Kazuya looking to find his way in, getting hit out with the Bowser up B. But here we go with a combo, starting off from Kazuya. Lots of damage. Good combo.
Yeah, I mean, just as I mentioned, once Kazuya lands that one hit on you and even getting a jab lock,
Oh my gosh.
Jake Swim getting out of that quickly. And again, this 124, that rage percentage is going to build up. Hopefully this could be the counterplay, that Purdue might need here to win this crew battle. But I mean, who knows?
Yeah, Bowser has that survivability, and with rage is nothing to scoff at. Bowser with almost max rage is such a scary opponent if you're at higher percents, but you have to find that percent first. 24% on Kazuya.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Jake Swim can take the percentage, but unfortunately, Northwood is going to take that first stock here for our round-robin crew battles here. And again, even though it's about the survivability, once you're head-to-head in Kazuya, it's a deadly battle. It's just like a minefield here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kazuya starting off with this crew is a very smart play from Northwood because Kazuya is just able to just rack up percent and combos like this. And we've been seeing a little bit of these combos coming out from Northwood here. I saw like the jab block and push off the platform. I'm going to be looking for that because that is very good skill that can extend Kazuya's combos for even a kill later.
Yeah, definitely. Northwood just playing with a lot of patience here, still with a 3-stock lead, building up that percent as well, even with the ledge trapping here, trying to just keep it at bay, but unfortunately going to lose second stock.
Unfortunate here for Purdue. Maybe they'll find at least one stock here, but it's not looking good. Bowser needs to find a way in besides these forward airs. And, Kazuya is playing this extremely patient.
Yeah, I mean, given you're playing with character against a mid.
Oh no!
I mean, this is
oh
no!
No!
Good
Oh no! You gotta do something! Oh my goodness!
There was nothing you could do.
I don't know. I feel like a rollout, but there was a lot of give attack there, thinking that you would be able to hit Kazuya out of it, but no. Unfortunate, but Northwood going to be starting off with a strong start here. 3 stocks up on
and
Purdue.
Only 30%.
Yeah.
Only 30%, and yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, so, Purdue's going to need to find an answer here pretty soon. I mean, Kazuya now basically at 0. Well, actually at 0, but,
at still 3 stocks.
yeah, still at 3 stocks, still at 0, and they're behind, and they need to get this Kazuya out of here because if it snowballs like this, they're not going to have enough stocks for even the rest of the team after they get rid of Kazuya.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate for Jake Swim, unable to take at least even 1 stock. And now you're just going to be in this deficit for your crew and your team as well, because now you're down 3 stocks. How are you going to make this comeback? How are you going to be able to land a blow that's going to take stock or stocks, multiple for that matter? So it is going to be necessary for Purdue to think of some kind of counterplay action here for this Kazuya that needs to be dealt with.
I really think the play here is that because Kazuya was playing so patient through that first game, they need to find a character or have a character in their lineup that has the tools to push Kazuya back into the corner where he can't escape or back up anymore. Like Kazuya was playing in this range apart from Bowser where, he wouldn't get hit by forward air and would try to wait for Bowser to throw out a option that was laggy so that he could come in with a grab and start his combo. So I think either having a character that's in your face and push Kazuya back so that he can't do anything, or have the projectiles to be able to push Kazuya into that corner would be the ideal play.
Right, and it's given, especially Bowser, he has no projectiles. He has nothing to pressure you into a corner. He has to basically run up and attack you with his fists, with his shell, with his whole body. He just has to go for it. And with Kazuya, as we've seen with, the laser beams and everything, and especially, dragging out some of those aerials and whatnot, waiting for that, and just kind of just playing that mind game a bit with the Bowser, I mean, it just definitely got into that, into their head, basically.
Yeah, you really can't do anything about that. If you're doing everything you can to try to pressure, but they're not taking the bait, you really can't do that much because the best thing Bowser has is Flame Breath, but Kazuya isn't phased by that because of his super armor, and also it's a laggy option if you miss it and you have to end it.
Right,
So
and then
really,
you just get punted for it.
yeah, Bowser really only saves that for edge guards most of the time to get that extra percent or try and get some damage at the beginning. But looks like Purdue is send up their next player as well. So yeah, 9 stocks to 12. Purdue has to get something here to get Kazuya out of this position.
Yeah, so I mean, thankfully this is round robin, so this is just going to set us up for our bracket for tomorrow, if I am correct. So, you know, all hope is not lost just yet. But again, this is just to get a feel for everyone, where they're at and their players and whatnot. So again, I mean, we're just here to have a good time, show everyone's talent. And again, I mean, you don't see these characters too often. Kazuya, on the other hand.
Kazuya, I see Bowser all the time. My brother mains Bowser, so
Oh,
I know this
see
character
Bowser
very
all the
well.
time.
But yeah, being able to have this for seeding, or well, have this seed going for seeding in the next day, it allows you to scout. Okay, what are the players doing? Who do they play? What are you gonna put on these characters? And here we go with another heavyish character, Incineroar, which I think is a good idea because if Incineroar does get you know, Revenge, Alolan Whip, those are some good tools that he can use. But like you said, no projectiles before, and you might need those.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I do believe Incineroar is a little bit faster momentum-wise from Bowser. So hopefully, you know, Purdue's Incineroar here can get the momentum going. But unfortunately, right now, Northwood is applying this insane pressure.
0 to death.
A
Oh
0
my
to
gosh,
death.
there's another stock.
Yeah, taking the first stock already. And we're like 30 seconds into our match right now. So this is a very good advantage right now for Northwood here. Again, already starting to up these, you know, strings and whatnot. So this is looking really brutal right now for Purdue.
Yeah, this is not good at all. I mean, 60% on Incineroar, 76 and rising. Though 30% on Kazuya, back to what it was in the first game. So have to make that extra percent to be able to find those stocks. But
yeah, definitely. And Northwood just playing this very cautiously. You know, they don't have to apply too much pressure here because, I mean, given with, you know, the stock and percentage lead, there's no need to rush here. So Northwood definitely going to take their time here, just going to play around here and going to be catching Purdue lacking there with the second stock.
Down to 7 stocks to 12. Incineroar here needs to make play, finding a bit more percent, pushing Kazuya into the corner. Doing very good to catch Kazuya, trying to approach back in.
Yeah, I like the attempt there from Purdue, trying to catch that ledge trap there and going to be catching that. Walking home. Let's just go in the carpool, head home.
Yeah, it's like, I honestly don't know what you do about that. Like, you sent in 2 heavy-ish characters with little projectiles, and they're not able to, you know, push that a little bit farther. You know, Kazuya's be able to combo their mobility. Like you said, Incineroar had a little bit more mobility, but it wasn't enough there. I'm not sure if you send in a lighter character that has the speed to just get around Kazuya,
Right.
but then you die earlier, so...
I think maybe like a midweight, a zoner midweight would be interesting. I don't know what the chances are of like a Samus, but maybe that could somehow like counterplay the Kazuya. I'm not even sure. I mean, given with like missiles and Samus's grab and everything and whatnot, maybe it could be a bit more viable, given that the Incineroar and Bowser were both 3-stocked.
Yeah, which
yeah,
a little shaky there, but I think Samus might be a decent option because if you push Kazuya to the ledge, you're able to use the bombs to be able to pressure Kazuya a little bit on the ledge, and if not, that's just a little bit extra damage that you might be able to use for a kill, or eventually, if he lasts that long on a stock, up throw being a kill throw eventually for that would be good.
Yeah, so I would definitely say any of like the zoner type, something that you know, is going to be able to kind of force that patience out of Kazuya, essentially. You know, have to approach. I think that is what, you know, Purdue is going to need here, basically, is some kind of counterplay that's going to force that patience out of the Kazuya and force them to interact so then they don't have to apply that pressure. Because as we've seen from the 2 previous games, it just seemed like Bowser and Incineroar had to apply that pressure. They had to go after the Kazuya. And the Kazuya just kind of had to sit back
and just
wait.
let everything happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they need to get Kazuya to get out of his comfort zone because he's in a pretty comfortable position. He gets his combos. He was doing that back and forth on Bowser. He was able to do kind of these freestyle combos where you don't really see too many from Kazuya. They just go for the safe, Wind God Fist into the kill or like up B. But yeah, we need something to push them out. And okay, Lucina might be the answer. That's kind of midweight, has range with the sword, and just a very honest character with their
an honest
with
character.
Honestly, I mean with their kids, like when I think of the honest swordy, I think of Lucina.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if this Lucina is going to be able to take a stock or 2 off Northwood here again, down to the 6 stock. So gonna have quite the deficit to come back from. But again, Northwood just starting very strong with his Kazuya play, but not gonna connect that last string there.
Yeah, Lucina has to be careful there because that up B put her into a position where she was laggy and took all that percent. And you need to be cautious of that, especially against the Kazuya as patient as this. Like, you can't just be throwing out moves that put you in lead because you are going to eat the percent for it. It's not safe at all.
Yeah, unfortunately not going to be able to get that punish off of that up special on stage. But again, Purdue just trying to make waves here, trying to get something going. But again, it's just not going to turn out good here by all this pressure that Northwood is playing. I mean, as we can see here, the Kazuya is just kind of, tiptoeing back and forth between the ledges of stage and taking advantage of that because they don't really have to apply pressure here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kazuya has all the stocks to just kind of wait it out and just, pressure the opponent in that regard. He doesn't have to approach. He doesn't have to overextend. And, yeah, okay, there's a stock there, but...
Yeah, through the platform especially as well. I mean, Hollow Bastion is a small stage, so granted, it's probably going to kill.
Yeah, especially on Kazuya.
Yeah, and already Lucina at 53%, and as soon as I say that, another 20% racks up here. This is looking extremely dangerous here, but if Lucina can't take the first stock here with that up special on stage, I like that option. Definitely a get off of me option there.
Yeah, Lucina's going to have to play her cards right. She wants to find the stock here. Just being able to pressure throwing off stage, just getting that little extra percent that you might need to be able to find your kill here.
Yeah. Especially with that neutral piece as well, just coming out to play. I like just to throw that out there as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm really liking this. Like, she is moving in a way where she's not getting caught as much, but she is kind of throwing out these moves, trying to get, like, a hit off stage with Kazuya to find this kill.
Yeah, but too close to the ledge there, you're going to definitely lose your last stock, given, as we mentioned, that Hollow Bastion is a small stage similar to, a small battlefield even. But, hey, we're going to be taking that first stock here off of Northwood. So now we're
now
5 to 11?
No, now we're actually 11 to 3.
Oh, 11 to 3. Oh.
Well, Kazuya finding another combo there, and Lucina buffering an air dodge, which is an unfortunate way to go out.
Yeah. But I would like to mention, though, although that we saw Purdue still, falling to the Kazuya, we have seen progress throughout the last 3 players. As we started with Bowser, unable to take 3 stocks, and Kazuya was at 30%, right? Incineroar almost took Kazuya's first stock at 100%. Lucina taking Kazuya's first stock.
Mm-hmm.
So there is progression there. There is definitely that hope that it's still there, that hopefully with their last player or so, I mean, this is hopefully going to be to take it home or whatnot. This might be the turnaround, but again, given that it's 3 to 11 stocks, you're going to have to go through, a couple more players before you could really call this a win here.
You have 3 stocks for the entire rest of the team, and while you do know how Kazuya plays, you don't know what those other 3 players are playing, and they do. They'll have the knowledge if you get through to their last player with everything that they're seeing from your gameplay. So by the last player, you gotta be able to change up your gameplay enough to not let them know about that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at that point, just like pick out another character, just start picking random at that point.
Yeah, main the random button. They won't know what's coming.
Exactly, and then you won't either. And then at that point, it's just fair game to everyone.
Yeah, honestly.
Let the best crew win, I guess. So.
See where they're going. They went to Hollow for those past 2 games, but now we're going back to PS2 once again, seeing what their final player at Purdue is going to be playing. See here?
Rolling out the Kazuya again, so strong lead once again. I mean, okay, I thought we were going to see me Brawler for a second. I was like, okay, man,
we didn't even go to the me page for that. They were just, what's on the setup?
Just going to roll it out with a generic me Brawler. But no, sticking out here with Joker. I like the Joker pick. Oh yeah, definitely got to do that. Yeah. I forgot about it.
No,
I like
it was
the
just
Joker
an
pick
SD.
here, though. So, Joker might be able to sustain with the longevity a little bit more, given, with the Arsene, a little bit of, hopefully that could come back against this Kazuya, but we'll see how, Purdue is going to hold up here for our last match.
Joker being the anchor for the team is very smart because if you lose your stocks to these first couple players but then win the game, you'll get Arsene faster because technically you're behind in those final games.
Technically,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, technically you're behind, so faster Arsene charge could be important if they're able to get through this Kazuya. But 132 to 41, Northwood looking to close out this entire set with just Kazuya.
Yeah, I mean, it could most definitely be possible here. Again, got, 2 stocks to work with here. Purdue with a 3 here, with the rage percentage already at 150. Joker isn't light, but he's also not heavy. So he's right in between. But, I mean, just being able to execute here as well and play with that percent and letting the percent build up here. I think this is a great start here for Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue's getting into it now, 90% to 160. Definitely has a rage kill. Might be able to get an Arsene out, but it's highly unlikely against Kazuya. But right now, just, like you've been mentioning, playing around those, playing around with the spacing in between, using Ihaz to hit Kazuya and get that little, extra damage from the passive. But going to be losing the first stock to Kazuya.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. I mean, with a command grab like that, you are expected to lose that stock there. But, nothing to discard here. Still got 100% on that Kazuya. Purdue is still in this match here with 2 stocks, and Arsene very close out to come to play here.
Yeah, they're going to be trying to hang on to that stock as long as they can. And Arsene is on the screen, trying to use counter to catch the up B, but did not work. Kazuya going to be able to cash out and get that kill there.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for Purdue. I mean, it's right center of stage 2, but, can't take that too much for granted. I mean, given, again, Kazuya is a very, heavy character here. So, I mean, we'll see if Joker has any tools left here out to play.
Yeah, Kazuya being able to catch the roll behind. Yeah, there's that back air. But Kazuya being able to catch the roll behind due to the auto turnaround of FGC characters and being able to use that double skate to be able to find that kill. Very good for him. So you got to be careful about that if you're playing against him.
Yeah, I mean, precisely this Joker has 1 more stock to take at least off of this Kazuya, so I think this is going to be the strongest pursuit for Purdue here and this Joker. But again, with the Arsene coming out to play, this could be a turnaround that Purdue needs here.
I really did like the Makarakarn usage of countering the laser, but you see Kazuya waiting out Arsene meter by using those lasers, and Arsene is going to be going away. Very smart and patient from the Kazuya to be able to wait out Arsene, not let Joker be able to use it at all.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Arsene is not something you want to play against given how heavy hitting it is and how much more life it basically gives to Joker, as an extra add-on. I mean, it's basically a second character, so of course you want to avoid that at all costs here. But this Joker, especially trying to avoid this Kazuya on ledge, I mean, that is a scary game you're trying to play here.
Yeah, 127, anything could do it. And that's, it's going to be it. Northwood going to be taking that 10 stocks left.
Yeah, that was definitely a tough fought battle here. But, Northwood going to clutch it out with their very first player.
Yeah.
So they didn't even have to bring out the roster at any means, just sticking with the very first one and wrapping it up as well. Good stuff to their crew and their team. I mean, that just shows how much they trust their players and how well-rounded they are, that they just have so much trust in their very first player that they sent out. We saw Purdue struggle with the counter options and the counter characters, okay, who could we send in to combat this Kazuya? I mean, given essentially Kazuya is interesting and scary character to go against. But it still just shows that Northwood was prepared no matter what. And they were like, yeah, let's just send out from the very first get-go. We'll just send out Kazuya. We have nothing to lose.
It was a smart decision from them because Kazuya just, like we said, like we mentioned, the survivability, but also just your players keep losing to this Kazuya. It, like, just affects the mental game, and it just affects the momentum of the set in general.
Yeah.
So,
it definitely is unfortunate for Purdue. I mean, especially unfortunate for anyone that has to play against Kazuya. I mean, given we've seen Riddles do it here as well with the Kazuya. So it is a very hard character to understand and even play against because given, again, we just see like from one hit and your stock is gone. So it is something hard to combat against. But again, I mean, given that Purdue was still had a fighting chance. You know, they were able to take at least 2 stocks, which is nothing that should be taken for granted. I mean, given that it is a hard character and you're playing with very niche characters, you know, like Bowser and Incineroar to start, you know, they had that Joker out to play as well, and the Lucina, which I don't feel we see a lot of nowadays either. So
no, the meta's mostly changed where Lucina isn't too favored as much as like the Swordy. I mostly see Roy as, you know, one of the 4 swordsmen. But yeah, Lucina's just kind of a character that's just generally safe, but due to the meta, it's not really worked out as much, but still not a character that you can scoff at. Like we mentioned before, 83 characters, you got to be ready for any of them. But going into tomorrow, Purdue's going to have to look out for that Kazuya. But, you know, round robin, they still got other teams to play against and, you know, learn about the other players, what they're playing. And they also get information from the other sets being played. You know, maybe a different team will be able to get through that Kazuya and show off more of that team, and we'll see what they have in store. So
yeah, definitely. As you mentioned, round robin, it is definitely an interesting feat of this whole event here because I don't think we see too much, if not very little, of round robin. We're just straight into the cruise and straight into, you know, head-to-heads. But with round robin as well, it's gonna, you know, flesh out that talent there and definitely showcase, you know, the players and, you know, what they're best at, what their, you know, bad habits are, being able to call that out and being able to adapt to that for the final bracket for tomorrow is hopefully going to benefit these players to get that extra information and whatnot that they might need for tomorrow.
Yeah, so a lot of information to take in, a lot of information to digest overnight, and then we'll see what the answer is tomorrow. So
yeah, hopefully with a good night's sleep, we might be able to defeat Kazuya, the evil, the bad.
Somebody's going to take out Kazuya, throw him over the cliff.
Yes, that Kazuya definitely needs to be dealt with, but we'll see.
Yeah, so we're going to be going into our next set pretty soon here, but we also wanted to give a shout out to Scrims as well, being able to help provide setups and just be able to be a place where events can be hosted as well. I believe there's, I think it's like Overwatch and something else.
Valorant.
Valorant, that's what it is. That's what I'm missing. It's being hosted over at Scrims over there.
Yeah.
So they're playing games with their college teams there.
So although we're here for Smash, at the Scrims venue, they are hosting the college Overwatch teams and the Valorant ones. So especially, I mean, they also host as well their own local weekly. So if you are interested in that, definitely check it out. I don't think it's too far from here. I don't believe so. I mean, we're in the area Lyle either way, so.
It's like 5 minutes from here. I passed it on the way here, and off of 355 in Ogden. Yeah, not too far from here, and they host, you know, we've had a local there for a while, I believe, Scrims like Monday or something. I don't know. I haven't been in a long time because I haven't been able to go there.
It's
but,
okay.
Yeah, they've hosted events there for Smash, but also, you know, college events, and they've helped out here, so we want to give a shout out to them.
Yeah, I've been to the venue a couple times, so it is definitely a nice space as well, and I could imagine with all the PC setups they have, it's definitely running smoothly, I would imagine. But here, we are here to watch Smashy Bros.
Yes, the little Smash Bros.
More specifically, Collegiate Cruise. And it seems like we're going to be going back to that Incineroar.
Yeah, it looks like Northwood's back on the stage, as well as... I'm not sure what the other team is. I can't tell from the logo. This is me. I went to a college that nobody's heard of, or not too many people have, unless they're in the area. So, not familiar with these big names. But yeah, it looks like Northwood and Purdue Northwest.
Oh, so we're just gonna be seeing Purdue again. So just get more characters out, or more players out there.
Yeah, so it looks like we got K-Rool and then Incineroar, as you mentioned before. more heavy characters that just do a lot of damage, a lot of survivability.
On Smashville.
Oh yeah, just no space to move around.
Yeah, there is no space for you to run. I mean, with these heavies, I mean, given K-Rool is a bit more zoner, has those projectiles, has those tools to pressure out their opponent here, you know, Incineroar is going to have to fish for those hits sooner or later. You know, I mean, Smashville, it's going to be an interesting pick here.
Yeah, I think that, you know, the projectiles, while good, they're slow and Incineroar is able to react to them. Good wait for that F smash and be able to space out for that.
Yeah, unfortunately not too fast to react to that, unfortunately, though. So let's see if, you know, Purdue's Incineroar here is going to be able to respond accordingly to this K-Rool. You know, just getting ledge trapped and so much pressure. That crown is really good for ledge trapping as well, given, I mean, it's just very vertical projectile. You're going to have to figure some way around if you go over it or if you just wait for it.
Yeah, there we go. Once again, getting that rage. But yeah, that crown does take up space, and you have to be wary of that. But at the same time, free rage if you're able to get away with it and not get punished.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like Purdue's Incineroar here, though, is responding accordingly, again, with the ledge pressure here, and especially getting the revenges with the projectiles that land. With that back throw, it's going to be a little dicey here if they're able to recover safely.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing here that crown getting the forward air out before K-Rool's forward air.
Yeah,
both of them at this high percent.
Preemptively going for that aerial there was a smart move coming from Purdue here, but again, that crown is going to be very, missing that, but still going to take the stock.
Yeah, I think K-Rool was expecting Incineroar to finish out the side B, but Incineroar waited for it and was able to find that kill there, getting a little bit of a cheeky kill and trying to find some extra percent here. Incineroar at 141.
Yeah, maybe it was on purpose. We'll never know. But that, unfortunately, I'm going to hope was not on purpose. Unfortunate SD from Purdue here. Going to have to make up the slack here for the two stocks they're going to have to take off of Northwood here.
Yeah, K-Rool sitting in a good spot here with Incineroar off stage and having to find his way back on. But Incineroar does find his way on. And now we're just kind of looking at this. Incineroar has 50%. Might be able to find a kill here before the stock goes out, but has to find that way in.
This is still anyone's game, even though this Incineroar is down to their last stock here. It's still doable, but with the amount of pressure that this K-Rool is applying, it is scary. And now you're just stuck in corner, and you're just being pressured back-to-back with these projectiles being thrown at you. I mean, how do you respond?
I guess you respond with a back air, but oh yeah, there we go, back air.
When in doubt, back air.
Yeah, so Incineroar at 103 could make this back with the rage, getting revenge off. We'll see what he does with it. Trying to find a side B there, not finding it. K-Rool getting the blunderbuss. Might be able to find the kill here. Oh no.
Yeah. Unfortunately, could not air dodge in time to that ledge for the recovery. And Northwood is going to take it with that last stock, right?
Yeah, it was the final stock. So, yeah, so now it's, I think, 10-9, I believe, for them. But the K-Rool was able to also cover ledge with that down air, so they might have been able to two-frame had Incineroar actually gotten to the ledge. So they had their bases covered, be able to find that kill there and not let Incineroar run away with the game.
Yeah, that's definitely those moments where the player just thinks about everything. They're just prepared for everything, given, you know, as if, you know, the K-Rool, if they did preemptively time that two-frame and were expecting the Incineroar with the up special recovery to ledge, I mean, those are the things you got to look out for. That's the scary thing. When players are able to read all your options and they're able to time it as well because they know the timing, they know the game, mechanics and everything. It is a scary thing to deal with, especially with two-frame. That's a very hard thing to land as well.
Yeah, because you have to not only time, you know, the attack itself, but like when they're coming back, when you even jump. And all the timings are different for all these different two-frames that come out. Some are easier than others, some are harder. But that's that knowledge of that character where you know, okay, I can two-frame them here, and it also depends on the opponent's character as well if they have a good ledge hang or not.
Yeah, definitely. It was unfortunate, though, for that Incineroar from Purdue, unable to land that and into the air dodge. I mean, sometimes air dodge is viable to get the ledge grab, but unfortunately just a little too short falling there. We are going to go on to our next match here.
Yeah, so getting things set up here as they prepare to put their second player on there. So Yeah, very excited to see what they're going to throw next at this K roll. But one stock they'll be able to, um, be able to maybe find the kill here and get it back to an even game.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what player they have thrown into the ring now, going to PS2 instead of Smashville. Hopefully they learned their lesson from the heavy head-to-head there. Things were a little dicey, but we don't really see heavies head-to-head too much, honestly. So I enjoy that personally.
They know that both of them are going to be rushing at each other, so they're like, why don't we just have the small stage? Because
Why not?
I don't want to spend the extra 2 seconds running to you on PS2.
Yeah.
Like, let's just get this over with.
At that point, just go to Town and City. Like, just give me the smallest blast zone so I can send you there expeditiously. Like, let's just get you out of there.
God, if I went to Town and City against Incineroar, that would be a horrible idea.
Like, I'm pretty sure all 3 of your stocks would be gone in a minute.
Let me just get a Alolan whipped at 20 and die.
Yeah, let me just get set to the blast zone at 40%.
I
Yeah.
love Town. Like, most of the time, like, having that extra space is nice, but it's always just funny just seeing totally stupid kills happen on this stage from, honestly, a lot of side Bs. I think of Roy's side B, Incineroar. Marth's side B on Town and City is also hilarious when you get Tipper. It kills so early, and I know I've seen at least some people playing Marth today. So we could see that.
That would be insane. And the chances that they also go Town and City,
Yeah.
landing a tipper and just getting an early kill at like 30%.
And who could forget about Steve Minecart with
Oh,
gold
jeez.
just killing? Oh,
we're
honey.
going to be seeing the Ditto here.
Oh, honey. Oh, this is going to be exciting.
Oh, I believe this is Jake Swim, the Bowser we saw earlier.
Oh.
But we're actually going to be seeing the K-Roll Ditto. He wants to
Which-
put up his fisticuffs here and brawl it out on PS2 here, so we'll see.
I think this could work out, but at the same time, the thing about Ditto fights as well, and I always mention, it's like, you know everything about your character, but they know everything about your character. Strange, isn't it? So, yeah, it's going to be a knowledge of the players, so.
Yeah, it's quite literally looking into a mirror, so we'll see how this is going to go, and already reflecting that.
At Cannonball, big counters coming out here
Yeah.
from both K-Roll players, and I'd love to see a game of volleyball with those counters if they were able to, but we have one stock to do it. 104 already. Oh, this might be a kill. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
was
is a fast stock, and that was
definitely-
the game started even later because Purdue had to drop some stocks from their K-Roll anyways. Oh, these are big combos. Purdue's K-Roll is coming out strong with these hits.
Yeah, although, Northwood lost those 2 stocks, still working with what they got here with this, last stock and just not out just yet, applying so much good pressure, waiting out for that counter and landing that aerial there at ledge. Very good option coming out from Northwood here.
And using the counter on the reverse return of the crown. Okay, yeah. Down air up smash. Going to happen. But yeah, using the counter when the crown's coming back, very smart because it allows K-Roll to not pick up his crown because it hits him. So, and that's the tool that he can have, and you can go pick that up and throw it around and not let K-Roll be able to use his crown. But getting 2 stocks off before losing their 1, the K-Roll player did put in work, so.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely he was not here to mess around, not play to some games. He was like, hey, you might be forcing me into this Ditto, but I know this character like the back of my hand. So definitely showed out and challenged Purdue here and onto their last stock already. So we saw that little like reversal, although that that they were down, Purdue was down, or excuse me, sorry, Northwood was down to their last stock, and now Purdue is down to their last stock. So
Yes,
it's a bit of a mind game now.
We'll see if they can answer back with their own 2 stocks on their 1. So.
Yeah, we'll see. So 2 stock deficit here from Purdue. Not as bad as we saw earlier today when we were down to like 3-11.
Yeah, that Kazuya was totally putting in a lot of work, but it looks like we're going to FD here as their stage choice.
Got to sync up some controllers here, make sure everything's working correctly. Got some pro controllers.
Looking at some other characters that I'm seeing in the way, it looks like there's a Ness and a Greninja that we might be seeing later. Looks like might be one of them from Michigan State.
Yeah,
it
Michigan
might be
ripping with
having a Ness here.
The green jerseys, the green and white, yep.
Or that might be That might be the Greninja. I don't know. I feel like I've heard the name Aster before, so I can't remember if that is a Greninja or not.
I believe Aster is a Greninja. Don't fact me check on that because I'm just a commentator.
The only one that I always know is like Ice Knight, and then it's like
Ice Knight.
Starman's in like the area. And that's it.
Yeah.
I think I remember.
Oh, and also
Aster,
Taric
but
from Europe.
oh yeah, Tariq.
If we're talking globally,
Like Greninjas in general, I'm more thinking about what's in my
Right.
5-mile radius.
Right, yeah.
The rest of the world does not exist to me unless it's in my 5-mile radius
Right.
and my grocery store. All right, so looks like the choice was for FD. So I'm interested to see what they have in store for the K Rool because K Rool won't be able to use those platforms, or platforms not existing, and Sephiroth's going to be the answer here.
This is going to be an interesting battle. I believe the Sephiroth might just struggle here. I mean, given again that Sephiroth is a lightweight character, and although that Sephiroth has that poking sword, that poking tool, it's still going to be quite the battle against K. Rool.
And I'm also wondering, wouldn't One Wing Angel come out later because technically he's ahead by a lot? It's those mind games where you have to keep in mind, like with comeback factors, how they're affected in a crew battle.
Right. I mean, we'll see how this goes. I mean, this Sephiroth does have 3 stocks to play with, so already with a good start here. So, I mean, again, if Northwood lands some combo food here, I mean, it might be wraps very quickly already.
It could be. I mean, Sephiroth is a lighter character and could die early to K. Rool, especially with that forward smash. They just need to find their in and be able to rack up that percent, but that back air is going to not be it. Wow. I'm surprised that almost killed, but then again, everything's always weird to see in this game.
Yeah, not just yet, though. Again, as K. Rool is tanky, hopefully going to try to get that stock out.
No,
Not just yet.
Oh, almost got the, yeah.
Wow, yeah, with the preemptive up smash, taking Northwood's last stock. So, thankfully, Purdue able to secure their all 3 stocks. And, able to do it there with the Sephiroth.
I was really worried for the K. Rool when that side B, the snap, was about to go off when they were right next to the blast zone. But they had to air dodge, and they almost air dodged into the neutral B from Sephiroth, which is very smart on their play because they almost forced that checkmate situation where you have to air dodge, but you're going to get hit by this. So very smart play coming out from the Sephiroth player, and I'm excited to see more of what they have in the rest of this crew battle.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's, again, those players just being able to throw out everything at the right times so they can figure out how to read all of their opponent's options before it even happens. That's the scary thing about players is if they have that much knowledge and that much control of how to just defeat everything that's going to come their way. So being able to read the K. Rool's air dodge and then preemptively throwing out up smash, incredible. Either way, you're going to get hit and you're going to lose your stock.
Yeah, they're able to just kind of force that situation where, okay, don't hit the wrong option, and there's 5 wrong answers on the 4-question multiple choice, But
either way, you failed.
Yeah, exactly. Just being able to force that, and that's just kind of that knowledge check that we're seeing from this player here, that they're able to force that situation, be able to wait for an option that's a little bit unsafe from the other player. I mean, throwing out too many options, pressing too many buttons in a game can be detrimental for you, and it's kind of weird to say, but at the same time, if you're not throwing out moves, you wouldn't be winning. But you have to be smart with what you're able to throw out. Is this safe enough, or am I overextending with this option? And you have to keep that in mind constantly throughout the game.
Yeah, definitely. And again, that's where I think where the talent really shines here with these crew battles and all these Collegiate crews. I mean, it's a great opportunity for all of these colleges being able to sponsor their players and take them out to these events where they can showcase their capability, and especially through their own personal runs, through brackets and whatnot on their own terms. It just truly shows that momentum that they can have and that built up in all of the answers they choose and the options as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, very smart here, but we're seeing the Lucina coming out here from Purdue to see if they're able to take down the Sephiroth.
Yeah, Lucina with a very good lead here. 0%, adding that ledge pressure on the Sephiroth here, but gonna land on stage here, already applying their own counterplay here.
Yeah, getting a little bit of that lead in that percent and being able to use these battlefield platforms maybe to extend these combos. But here's One Wing Angels coming out for Sephiroth, and we'll see if he's able to do something with it. We saw the roll-in on platform almost getting hit by that up tilt, so already the Sephiroth is looking out for more bad options from this Lucina.
Yeah, I mean, but it seems like Purdue here is going to be able to keep this Sephiroth at bay and taking that first stock, still holding on to 3 stocks here at 80%. It's a pretty good advantage here, especially already adding on 46% onto the Sephiroth. Again, as we've said, Sephiroth is a light character, so maybe these stocks might be flying very soon. We shall see.
This Lucina's doing a really good job of poking and just throwing out those hitboxes with that sword, snuffing out Sephiroth. Oh, that up smash almost catching, but not quite. And playing a good edge guarding game as well. Missing that grab, unfortunately, but just keeping Sephiroth away from the center of the stage as much as they can.
Yeah, and I like the patience there coming out from Purdue, letting go of Sage and, grabbing back on just to miss that side special, I believe, from Sephiroth there. So, very nice counterplay there. And again, being able to read that Sephiroth from all the previous games that we've seen, taking into that knowledge and counting that into their game when it's their turn to play,
Yeah, Lucina's doing such a good job trying to use the counter to catch the Ox Slash, not quite getting it, but a very smart play from there, just making sure that, you're not safe coming back to stage if you want to use that Ox Slash. Right here, Sephiroth trying to get that F-tilt at ledge to be able to find the kill here, but Lucina is hanging on still, 147. This is an incredible stock. Finding another one with a back air, up 3-1 on this, almost making the comeback. Purdue finding their footing in this crew battle.
Yeah, 133%, got that rage building up here and going to play a lot of that into it here for this match here. And again, One Wing is out, but is it going to be enough to take this Lucina's first stock here?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. All the way sending to the right side of the blast zone here. Got a clean slate here now with the 2 stocks apiece for Purdue. Got to close this out sooner or later, or the Sephiroth is going to go on a killing spree.
And we'll see here, Sephiroth's getting a little bit of percent here. Lucina trying to get these options. Get it off me with that up B. And the One Wing also being out, that smash tag could come out at any second and find the kill. Good roll-in read. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, Purdue's Lucina here is definitely up to par with all of these shield options and spot dodges as well. Being able to just counterplay everything that Sephiroth is throwing at Lucina, there is nothing that could stop this Lucina, honestly.
Yeah, I mean...
Just reading every option. Like, look at that.
Yeah, up air. That down air going to be getting punished there. And, yeah, Lucina had great mobility, great just kind of poking tools that just racked up percent. Like we said, honest-ish character that she's just able to do her job well. And her job is just throwing out the sword and just getting that damage and then finding those kills from there.
Yeah, definitely. As you would have almost assumed. I mean, you would think Sephiroth would win because of the needle sword he has and because the range it has. But I mean, Purdue with their Lucina there, that was just excellent gameplay and being able to just be prepared for all the options that the Sephiroth is going to go for, especially reading into the Sephiroth landing on platforms. Lucina was there to catch him. So that was just excellent gameplay and just being able to time that and, reading into that. So you're just always just keeping them on their toes and you're just throwing them for a loop because you don't expect them to know your options, but then you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a very good stage choice for the Lucina, being able to just, keep Sephiroth away from the middle of the stage and also using those platforms, like you said, to her advantage.
Right. And although they are there, it doesn't mean you should always land on them because sometimes you might get caught slipping. So it's a little unfortunate for that Sephiroth there. But we are going to be seeing now their third player.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah,
They're only down 1 stock, Purdue and Northwood, excuse me.
Oh, and this is going to be So Good Pop.
Okay.
So very well known in the Midwest scene. Another Wii Fit. As for Chicago, we have Noodle. And we also have Kicks.
Yes.
I haven't seen too much of Kicks, but I know Noodle,
Noodle.
another very good Wii Fit. So we'll see if So Good Pop is up to par here for Northwood here.
Now, Wii Fit is a scary character, especially when deep breathing is active. Watching some games earlier today for Smash, just to, get in the mood for this event, Wii Fit is able to just do some wacky stuff with her Nair and being able to find some quick kills, and that down air is very easy to hit the spike and extremely scary. So lots of tools here that Wii Fit could use, but as for disjoints, Lucina I think wins out in that regard.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting match here, given that, Wii Fit has projectiles, and Lucina doesn't really have anything but a sword, so...
Yeah, she's going to have to watch out for that, especially with Sun Salutation and the soccer ball, even when breathing is not active. But she's doing a decent job right now. 126, not healthy at all, but getting 54%, that's a decent start here. Okay, getting snuffed out by that forward air.
Yeah, very strong start here. First, so good pop here. 54% for that first stock. Again, Wii Fit, doesn't look like it, but that's why they have muscles for a reason. A lot of damage is being dealt with right now, and that soccer ball is a very good combo starter. It's very nice, does a lot of damage, and it can even snipe. I've seen it snipe. Yeah. It's doable, it's possible, and it's bad.
It's one thing, like, Wii Fit at a base level, I always think, oh, side B, and I hit it with, like, jab, but, like, if people main Wii Fit, it's so wild to see how they use soccer ball to snipe people across the map. It's crazy.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I personally would not want to be caught lacking in that. So we'll see if Purdue can get out of it with this last stock situation here. It's looking a bit scary right now. I mean, you are down to your last stock against a Wii Fit at 112. Has deep breathing. I mean, this is scary territory here.
Yeah, and you're off stage. Yep, there's that forward air.
Yep.
I was going to say they might be able to find a stock here to at least get one out of the way, but no. Northwood going to be aiming on to all three stocks on their Wii Fit as they push Purdue Northwest to their last character.
Yeah, and again, So Good Pop just showcasing how great of a character Wii Fit is. I really think Wii Fit is underrated. I don't think a lot of people have their eyes on Wii Fit. It's just crazy how many tools and how much stuff Wii Fit can get away with, and nobody sees it.
Falling Nair at low percents, as we saw earlier in that game, can combo into a lot of things for Wii Fit, and if deep breathing is active, that's a lot of damage put on immediately. I've seen Falling Nair into like up air, up tilt, and those pop you up for, insane combos, and potentially good combo finishers as well if you're close to the blast zone.
Yeah, so we're going to be down to our last player here for Purdue. Is this Joker?
This is the Joker, I believe.
Okay, so hopefully the Joker might be able to combat against this Wii Fit, as we saw their gameplay from earlier, and with the Arsene as well. Maybe the counter could hopefully counterplay that soccer ball. I mean, we'll see what we have in store here, and gonna be going to Smashville.
Yeah, a small stage to be able to pressure Wii Fit if they can't set up their Sun Salutation or their soccer ball. Probably also using the small stage to be able to rush them down if they try and do deep breathing.
Yeah, we'll see it. But So Good Pop just going to get that deep breathing for free off stage. That's usually the most optimal times because you're not going to be able to really edge guard too much. But, Purdue getting some percent going just a little bit, counteracting with the AHA there with that soccer ball. Great choice there, opting for that.
I did like how Wii Fit did call out the counter from Joker with deep breathing instead of going for soccer ball immediately, which is that awareness that you have playing your character. You probably ran into that situation so many times with players that you're just ready for it to be able to call them out immediately for it.
Yeah, definitely. Purdue going to catch a grab here, though, landing some aerial percentage here.
Yeah, finding a little bit more. Joker sitting at 150, one dead.
Is it just that Falling Nair again?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, here we go. Falling Nair, kind of setting up for a little bit of something. It's just such a scary character that can put a lot of damage, but that means that Arsene can come out faster if you're able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if Purdue is able to use this Arsene to its maximum capability here. And with that back air, very strong. Not going to get the final blow, though.
Bouncing off the side.
And
yeah.
even catching that. I believe that was the
It was. I think it was the two-frame or almost. They kind of were a little bit next to the ledge, but yeah, that down tilt being able to find that kill there. And we're on the last stock here for Purdue Northwest at 61 to 3 stocks on Northwood and their third player.
As you mentioned, with all this percent that's being dealt on this Joker, Arsene is coming down fairly early. But unfortunately, Purdue just not able to capitalize on any of these Arsene aerials at all.
No, that back air trying to find a kill here, and it would kill if he got it, but Arsene's going to be going away. And this is not looking good for Purdue Northwest. They need to find a kill here soon, or it's going to be over for them.
Yeah, it's going to be lights out very soon. So good Pop is doing an excellent job with the stage control and just going to be going for that aerial, as we've seen with another 3 stock.
Yeah, great showing from the Wii Fit there. Being able to take out all those stocks, and the forward air going to be taking it out as Northwood takes it 6-0 to Purdue Northwest.
Yeah. As again, I think it's a